this table for another episode of goodness and graciousness. It's a Southern kitchen. It is the Green Door Gourmet Kitchen. Sylvia Ganier is with me, and she is the pro that knows. This is not just about cooking. This is also about getting ready to entertain, and we've got all sorts of ideas coming up. We're brought to you by Amber Paul's Winery. They've got a tasting room in Opry Mills Mall. Go see them during the holiday. They've got great stuff for you. Tell me your name.
My name is Martin Tudon.
And Martin, you have been a Main Street Award winner over and over and over again in lots of different categories for Meat Sweats. Yes.
Well, thank you very much. We're very blessed and fortunate just to be in the city and to help the community in any which way we can.
Everybody loves what you do. Tell me, what made you open a restaurant in the first place? That always interests me because that's the toughest job in the world.
It is, and the success rate isn't big. I know that going in. But it sounds kind of weird, but I didn't open the place up to make money. I opened it up to make a difference in our community. Because I understand that, what's going away, and I think should be the national pastime, not baseball, is families eating together. And when you go to the restaurants now, you really don't see families because they can't afford it. So we price structure our menu to do that, and we come up with family packs so that families can eat together. So we're hoping we're making a difference.
Oh, it's wonderful. Tell me about the special that you got this.
Well, one thing we're famous for is our brisket, a Texas-style brisket. We do it offset smoker. And so in Texas, we eat breakfast burritos or breakfast tacos. So we have eggs and we have brisket that just came out the smoker this morning, along with the different spices that we use. We are a little bit of Tex-Mex. So we have some queso, some guac sauce, some cilantro and onions, which is very Mexican. This is our famous honey jalapeno barbecue sauce.
It was delicious.
Thank you.
And, okay, I was going to ask your Texans, I'm from Louisiana, and I do know that Texans and their brisket, they make the best brisket in the world.
Well, thank you. I would not argue with you.
I know, and everybody thinks that in Tennessee that barbecue has to be pork.
Pork, yeah, that's what they in Texas when they say barbecue they say brisket.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it was delicious. It was delicious. Now, when are you open at Sweats?
We're at the Meat Sweats. We open 11 to 7 Tuesday through Saturday. We're off on Sundays. We're very active in our church. And then on Mondays is our prep day. We were fortunate enough to be asked by Jinder to come here today. And so we're doing that just because, we love her and we love what she's doing. We love the vibe and everything that stands for.
It's absolutely beautiful, the Meat Sweats. And do you do catering as well?
Oh, we do tons of caterings, and we've been really, really busy. Not only that, but that man over there, Richard, he takes care of all of our mobile. During the pandemic, we not that we saw it coming, but we always take a proactive approach. So we got a couple of trailers, and during the pandemic, those trailers were out. Our sales actually grew during the pandemic.
That's good food. People got tired in the first day of eating their own cooking. They said, we got to go to the Meat Sweats.
Right,
we got to
right.
go. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much.
holiday season, the largest lantern event in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. After sunset, come see more than 1,000 Chinese lanterns. All new designs including mythical beasts, a fantastical North Pole village, even a dragon soaring over your head. Welcome back to Zoo Illumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
Sylvia, I'm so glad that you're here and you have such knowledge. And you know, a lot of people didn't get to go have home ec or have a grandma or a mom that knew all this stuff and taught them. A lot of people like me were raised with a busy mom. Well, my mom did teach me. Mom, Pat, I'm sorry. But a lot of times she was really busy, so I missed out on a lot of stuff. So thank you for teaching.
Well, it's my pleasure. I love it when people come out to Green Door and they have questions, and I can give them these little mini epiphanies that things don't always have to be hard or complicated. They can be a lot of fun and super easy. And when you can demystify cooking for people, then all of a sudden they get more interested in it. And the next thing you know, they've gone from being a novice to a little bit more professional.
And it's fun to be in the kitchen. Get your kids involved. Get your husband involved. Make date night in your kitchen. That's, well, you know what I mean.
Make him do the dishes.
That's it's like, that's the kind of stuff you really want. It's like a hubby that does the dishes. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hey, and if you want to take a cooking class, they have them pretty much year round at Green Door Gourmet.
Absolutely. And I'm so delighted to get to show you a few fun things with some holiday entertaining.
Oh, I love it. If you've got people coming over, the most important thing is having lots of stuff to choose from.
Yes. And if you are the one that is responsible for cooking the main parts of the meal, what you really want is to make sure that you have something that keeps them occupied. So I always say, people always want to bring something. Bring an appetizer. Bring something that's easy for them to pick up, that can be in another room, away from your counter when you're trying to get things done. Send them in there, have a do-it-yourself beverage station, and let them entertain themselves until the meal is ready. I like that part. And getting as much done ahead of time as you can.
And delicious things that are prepared already. Green Door Gourmet has a wonderful things of prepared things. They're your bread and butter pickles. I mean, just those with a little fork. And just have people go in, and the pickled okra and things like that.
My favorite.
Oh, those are so good to have those out in little bowls. I remember I used to mystify people when I would have things like black olives in a little dip.
Yes.
And toothpicks.
My aunt was not a cook. And when she would come to visit, she was never married, she didn't have kids, but she would bring all the, as she called them, the snickety snacks.
The snickety snacks, I love it.
And it would be a jar of olives, a can of peanuts, some pimento cheese, all those things. And she would show up with that and would be like, yay, something to snack on until lunch is ready. And it was such a lifesaver. So thank you, Aunt Willie, for hooking us up.
We love those kind of things. You can find a lot of stuff in the Green Door Gourmet store. But let's talk about, you have eggs here.
Yes. The incredible edible egg, right? And so this is perfect because you can get up, or actually you can do it the night before, have hard-boiled eggs. You want to get people out of the kitchen, out playing touch football, going to watch the parade or whatever. They need a quick, easy breakfast that you don't have to cook. Just have some hard-boiled eggs on hand. Then you can take whatever is left and turn it either into deviled eggs, the southern favorite appetizer ever, and the hard part's already done, the eggs are already made, or you can make egg salad.
I love it. You have a special way to cut up eggs, don't you?
Yes, and this is, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, why haven't I ever thought of this? You all know that when you go to cut an egg and you try to cut it, then this part falls and it's just terrible, you know, and instead you just go, and look. It is huge.
You just,
see, huge.
Unbelievable.
If you
now, what is this? Is it just a cooling rack?
Yep, it's a cookie cooling rack. If you don't want the yellow, you can cut it in half, take the yellow part out, put that in the bowl to make your deviled egg or whatever else. But I like to use all the parts in mine, so I want the yolk in there. And so would you like to take out some frustrations?
Okay.
See, we talk a lot about cooking is good therapy. See,
I love it.
Just push it through.
I love it. And I just washed my hands.
Yep. So you're all done. And now we're on the road to making egg salad in mere minutes versus hours.
And the kids can do this. This is the most fun activity.
Just
Wash your
gotta
hands,
push it
kids.
through.
Come on, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna take out our frustration on
this.
your brother.
Yes, just push. And I like using these little flexible cutting boards because then I can just pick it up, put it right into my bowl, add my mayonnaise, or any other things. If I want to really jazz it up, I can put some chopped jalapenos or chop my egg salad with just a little bit of that, so people can get some or not.
And then the red peppers. Now these are.
And I would even put some of that in with some mayonnaise in a food processor and make a red pepper mayo to put in my egg salad to jazz it up a little bit.
Yes.
A little shot of sriracha.
And the relish.
This is classic Southern for making egg salad. The little pickle relish and
Do you
mayonnaise.
sweeten yours or do you sour?
Well, I like the sweet pickle.
You like the sweet?
I'm a Southern. True North Carolina Southern. I want it sweet.
Oh, I love it. Well, we do a little bit. We do sometimes we have the dill that we have. It depended on what pickles we had.
Absolutely.
That's
I'm not saying I would never eat more of a sassy dill pickle. I'm not saying I don't like that.
Yeah, I got you.
If it's an egg salad, I'm probably gonna like it.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Now, what about artichokes? I never even thought about a pickled artichoke.
So what you can do is you can either chop these up a little bit more fine, or as something that's very interesting, if you just took this and you take it and you go this way now, you can make it go a little smaller. Mm-hmm. See, now I've got even smaller, thinner, because I've cut it twice. I didn't have to get out another knife or anything. I can take this and get a nice artichoke and put just a little bit of the egg salad on top of the artichoke. Serve this on a spoon, easy to eat, or people could pick it up. A little appetizer with egg salad on it, where you get a nice little pickle flavor without having to add a lot of other pickles into it.
Or it's like that movie Happy Feet, a little appetizer.
Absolutely. So egg salad the easy way.
I love it.
Welcome to our video today all about moving to Columbia, Tennessee.
Also known as the dimple of the universe.
So a little fun fact about Columbia is that it actually has another name for itself, and that name is Muletown. Back in the day, Columbia used to be a hub for people in the United States to come here and trade and sell mules.
And to honor that history, every year Columbia has what they call Mule Days. Mule Days is a great time for family and people all around, honestly, the entire country, where over 100,000 people show up for things like a parade, activities in the park, and just a great time to celebrate family and the history of Columbia. So in 2021, the population of Columbia is roughly 42,000 people. Now in 1990, the population was around 29,000 people. So you can see in the last 30 plus years, Columbia has seen substantial growth. However, one thing that differentiates Columbia versus other towns in Middle Tennessee is the infrastructure hasn't had trouble keeping up with that growth.
And the reason for that is Columbia, Tennessee, once upon a time was actually in the running to be the state capital. So when they built the roads, they built them to hold a lot of people.
So Casey, I think it's safe to say that downtown Columbia is probably the most family-friendly, well-rounded downtown in the state of Tennessee. Would you agree with that?
I 110% agree. I also agree that they have the top 3 shopping in Middle Tennessee. Anywhere you go in downtown Columbia, you are bound to run into a family-friendly, locally owned restaurant or shop or day spa. You cannot go wrong when visiting downtown Columbia.
And believe me, my bank account reflects that. So speaking of food options in downtown Columbia, we can both agree that the cinnamon rolls are out of this world at Marcy Joe's.
They are seriously the best. But another great place is the Buck and Board, which is right across the way. You've got Southern Tray, you've got Muletown Roasters for a cup of coffee. There are endless amounts of fantastic food and drinks like Vintage Winery and Asgard Brewing in downtown Columbia. Columbia actually has some of my personal favorite shopping places ever. We have the Faded Farmhouse, which is every woman's dream. We've got clothing in there, we have home decor. It is everything Southern you could ever imagine. Then we also have Lily Jane, which has got some really cute kid stuff inside. We have Tin Cottage, which is a staple. We've got Ted's, which is a sporting goods store, and the sign is upside down. You'll see that in every picture of downtown Columbia. You can't go wrong when shopping in downtown Columbia.
And guys, if you want to score some extra points with your wife, let me tell you, there's a place called Aaliyah on the Square, downtown Columbia. It's a toxin-free day spa owned by some close friends and clients of ours. Trust me, that's a place you don't want to miss.
Finding a house in Columbia is actually really fun because Columbia is spread out just a little bit more than the average town here in Middle Tennessee. So you can get a little bit of land sometimes, a little bit more elbow room than you can up in Williamson County.
Because Columbia is such an established area, a lot of times you have older neighborhoods with larger lot sizes. But if you're looking for new construction, there's plenty of options with that too. In fact, in Columbia, you can find everything from the high 100s all the way up to $1 million. It just depends on what you're looking for, what level of historic home you're looking for, or new construction, lot size. There are tons of options in Columbia.
Thanks for watching our video all about moving to Columbia, Tennessee. We hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Muletown, and come see us in the future.
Some very good wine, the Cajun Fat.
Good food.
He had the heart and the determination. I saw it when he was over there swimming. I mean, he was bound and determined. He said, this is his race.
Hi folks, it's Rob Bowman again with Remodel 615 out here in Nashville, Tennessee. And today we're going to talk about one more winterizing step for your home. These outdoor faucets are susceptible to cold and wind and freezing in colder temperatures than 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So I want to encourage you to look at all these on the outside of your home, take a few minutes, discover where they all are, don't miss one, and then buy you the matching amount of these styrofoam covers. Very simple device. Very simplistic, and I'm going to show you right now the best way to install them. And There's a small rubber ring right in here. Make sure that stop is all the way back so that you have all of the string that you have available, so it doesn't complicate things if you try to do it with it halfway down as it comes originally. You don't have enough of that rubber ring to reach the faucet. It becomes very complicated. So take a minute and just, actually 1 second, just stretch that out. Give yourself some room. Next step, connect it to that faucet. Get a little better view. I just connected it to the bottom of the faucet nozzle. There's several other places here I could connect this, but this seems to be the easiest. I'm going to hold it tight right here on this end of the string, if you can see that. I'll push that up against the wall. Then once again, that locking mechanism right here. Push that right up against the wall, and then let it go so it locks in place. Once it's locked, that's all you need. Keeps the wind, keeps the cold out, keeps it from going below 32 degrees, freezing that pipe. The water could freeze at the pipe and never damage, but if it freezes inside, you can cause water damage inside the wall, inside the home, outside the home. Needless to say, water causes thousands, even tens of thousands of damage. Save yourself that heartache. Pick up a few of these, get them on your home, get ready for winter. Stay warm. Have a great day.
Tell me about Stomping Ground.
Oh goodness, what to tell you? You know, we've known coffee for probably since, oh my goodness, 2001. We started our first coffee shop, and we moved to England. We were there for 12 years, did 2 coffee shops.
In England?
In England. Did
Wow.
a ton of work with like emo, gothic kids. I ended up finding my daughter at 15. She moved in with us, and she's been mine ever since. She's 29 now, 2 grand girls. Before that, though, we lived in Mexico, so we run an orphanage for disabled kids. I say kids, they call me mama, but they are in their 50s on down to 19 and 20 years old. So,
Where's your orphanage?
it's in between Tecate and Ensenada in Mexico. Like, you go through the Baja, and we've been a part of that since 1994.
So
And
Stomping Grounds really has far-reaching fingers into
we
social network.
we do, and it's, I mean, for us, it's not just about coffee. I mean, coffee, I say, is our avenue. It's 100% our avenue to our community and the people that we love and want to love. And we always say, come in as strangers, leave as friends. Come in as friends, leave as family. So it's, you know, for us, it's 100% about people. We've been at Hendersonville for 3.5 years, and we've been offered so many locations, and finally just Andrew Fenney came to us and said, hey, do you guys want the Old Perkins? And we were like, hey, it's a place with soul, it's a place that's going to cornerstone to the community. How do we keep the community going within that space? So we're excited. Yeah, we're a family, our kids run it with us, and it's been incredible. So
Stomping Grounds is located where in Hendersonville?
Hendersonville, we're 357 East Main Street, and it's just across from Lowe's, and it's next to a pink and purple flower shop. The parking is terrible, but just park on the grass. That's what we tell everybody. If you can't find a spot, just park on the grass. And then we have 532 Hartsville Pike in Gallatin, the Old Perkins. So we'll have beer and wine too for those that like beer and wine and live music.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Live
we're
music.
excited.
You had me at live
Oh,
music.
yes, us too. So
Here.
this is my husband.
Hi, I'm Drew, and this is my lovely wife, Tammy.
And Drew and Tammy, this is a beautiful, beautiful way to do things. And I love this is how we brew.
The mission is genuinely the happiest place on earth.
Scripture says that pure and undefiled religion before God and the Father is this, caring for orphans and widows in their need.
And to keep oneself unspotted from the world.
And that's what we do here.
There are 15 children, each with different disabilities, and people are able to come here and serve by doing daily tasks that those kids are unable to. Feeding them, changing their diapers, just loving on them.
A lot of people come here and they expect to really change these orphans' lives. And what we've discovered here is they're actually changing our lives.
Like Juan can't open the Bible and start sharing to you, but he can minister to you by you like changing his diaper, you giving him like some kind of therapy. Like what's happening inside of you, providing that for him is much more drastic of a change. You're being cleaned as you're cleaning them.
When we take care of these kids, we look at them according to how God sees us. So in their brokenness, that's exactly who we are in God's eyes.
As we help their brokenness, they heal our brokenness inside.
God has created them perfect because He doesn't make mistakes. I don't believe that God makes mistakes.
People picture an orphanage, something sad and abandoned children, kids who, have just been forgotten about. And before coming here, they experience that. Many of them have dealt with abuse or abandonment, but people need to understand this is not a sad place. These kids are full of life. Each one of them has a testimony that whether they can speak or not or share that verbally, that you start to learn from them.
Give yourself away and come to the mission, and separate yourself from the world for just a little while.
God is going to change your life, and He's going to give you a new vision of where to go next.
This holiday season, the largest lantern event in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. After sunset, come see more than 1,000 Chinese lanterns. All new designs including mythical beasts, a fantastical North Pole village, even a dragon soaring over your head. Welcome back to Zoo Illumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
The city of White House and the surrounding area include rich, traditional rural farmlands and high-density city living, where both are interdependent on each other. The city of White House also shares two counties, Sumner and Robertson counties, both with deep roots in values and hard-working ethics. The city of White House also shares two high schools in their respective counties. The rural sides of the counties feed and support local businesses and patrons in and outside the city limits. Businesses vary, with mom and pop shops, locally owned businesses, and manufacturing and international businesses planting themselves into the community because of the central location to the Midwest and eastern half of the United States. Real estate developments are keeping up with the demand of new families wanting to move into the greater area of White House. There are options available for first-time buyers, growing families, and even retiring buyers. The City of White House government and City Planning Commission are looking into the future to ensure the quality of life for residences and businesses so both can thrive and prosper. Just 25 minutes north of Nashville and minutes from rivers, lakes, and quiet getaways, the city of White House is an ideal location for future entrepreneurs to plant their businesses and grow with confidence.
We have begun a new project to build an industrial and business park right at Exit 108 in White House. And ideally, we'll see businesses that want to have their headquarters and their manufacturing operations right there in the same building. The first new business that has come to this area is Advanex, and they are a Japanese company that moved their headquarters and their manufacturing operations from California.
I'm Chad Wright. I'm the Vice President of Sales of Abonex Americas. We are a subsidiary of Abonex Incorporated, based in Tokyo. We produce springs for the U.S. market. We chose the city of White House for the location for our national headquarters and manufacturing production, from the fact that we are within 1 day's drive to the majority of our customers in both medical and automotive. And also for the skilled workforce that we've been able to recruit here in this facility.
White House has a lot of advantages for folks who are looking to relocate to the Middle Tennessee area, and a vibrant community that is really growing with young families.
Nashville is one of the top few cities in the nation, growth-wise. The growth is inevitable and it keeps coming north. The way I look at it is the growth is here and it's going to continue to come. And I have a good relationship with the city. I grew up here. I have personal ties and relationships. Most of the developments we do pursue are ones that we strongly feel that we would leave the city in a better place than what we found it. We like to focus on quality rather than quantity. There is a lot of demand out there. We're trying to keep up with that demand while also leaving it a family-friendly community and focusing on that feel.
Household income, the age of the residents, all of that are very attractive for the retail and restaurant community. White House has also done a great job at bringing in the kind of retail and restaurant development that folks want in their community. We have a nice mix as well of both national chains and locally owned restaurants and other shops. White House has a really strong, growing retail sector, especially those locally owned shops.
We moved to this area about 12 years ago, and we noticed that there was a huge need for real health and real food in our community. And so since our family had already been on a journey of healing for about 17 years, connecting with local farmers and healing through our food and lifestyle, we decided that we wanted to bring that to the community. I like that White House is smaller. It has a cute little city center. There's like, the library and the splash pad, and I love that everybody smiles and waves at everybody. I'm from Michigan and we definitely don't do that up north. I must have called the city a million times asking so many questions, and they would try to find an answer or help me. We had so many different hurdles, and so they tried to work with me on as many things as possible. I think they just really wanted to have good family-owned businesses in the area, so they were working with us pretty well. As we've opened up, it's just been really nice to meet a lot of people that I didn't expect, and people just coming out, just saying how appreciative and how long they've been waiting for someplace like this to open, and so that's been really encouraging.
Discover White House, where business and community come together.
Question is, do car tires have an expiration date? And the answer is yes. For most manufacturers, that typical timeline is about 7 years, but Michelin goes as far as 9 years. So how do car tires expire after a certain period of time? Well, just like anything on the outdoors, anything that has to endure outdoor conditions like the road, the temperatures, the weather. So regardless of mileage put on a vehicle's tires, the tires will eventually start to expire. They will hit an age where the rubber starts to break down and they are no longer safe for the road conditions. So the next question, what happens to tires when they do start to deteriorate and break down? Well, the first sign that a tire is starting to break down is what's called dry rot. Now, dry rot is typically what you see on a tire when it starts to crack in multiple places, typically along seam lines. And what that cracking indicates is that that rubber's compound or the petroleum base of that compound has dried out. Now that rubber's chemical compounds are no longer holding it together and it's starting to separate. So who cares if your tires are all cracked? What's the big difference? Well, the core of a tire is steel belts. The majority of tires will have a belt steel structure to them that holds the shape of the tire. It's also the support or foundational structure to that tire's ability to hold weight. So when the rubber starts to crack on a tire, water and oxygen, which we know creates rust when it comes to steel, starts to penetrate that tire's structure, which again, you're causing rust to the tire's structure internally. So what that causes is compromised areas of your tire that are prone to blowouts if you hit a pothole or if you're just randomly driving down the road hitting a seam in a section of highway. So because of our tires are carrying anywhere on passenger or light truck vehicles between 800 to 3,500 pounds per tire, you want to make sure that your tires are safe and are not rotted out. So now that we know what rotting is, how do we make sure that our tires are new enough or within the amount of time between that 7 and 9 year window that we're not going to have potential dry rot? So every tire has what's printed on it, a serial number or what's considered a DOT number. Now those numbers are pretty long in length, but what's most important to the consumers that are buying tires, or the most important numbers, are the last 4 digits of that DOT number. And what those 4 numbers represent is the first 2 digits of that 4-set number is the week that it was manufactured of that year. The second 2 numbers is the year that it was manufactured. So if you take a look at those 4 digits on the end of your DOT, you're going to be able to find out the week and the year that it was manufactured, so you know exactly how old your tires are. So to keep your family safe, to keep everybody around you safe on the road, make sure you know how old your tires are and make sure you know when your tires were manufactured. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, subscribe down below so you don't miss any more new videos, or check out our website at pitstopcarcare.com.
A man was critically injured following a crash early Friday morning. Officers at the scene said the victim was driving a pickup truck when he lost control of the vehicle. The pickup veered left and went into a ditch. A front seat passenger was wearing a seatbelt and escaped the crash without injury. The driver was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the truck. He died at the scene. Law enforcement writes tickets to save lives.
And we created CC. We've been playing cornhole. She just wiped the floor up with me. But I'm getting better at cornhole. I'm getting better. And these amazing, look at the artwork. I love these flags. Love these flags. They're amazing. Business Mad Joe Roasters. When did you start it?
Oh, about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
It was during the pandemic. My wife and I started it.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, you also have K-Cups, which is what I absolutely love. You have the K-Cups that you do, but you roast the beans yourself. And do you deliver?
Yes. Yeah. So if you go to our website or our Facebook page, it's got the link to our Square store. And you can put a delivery order in there. So we deliver, I want to say 16 miles around Hermitage. So it pretty much covers all of Nashville.
Do you do shipping as well?
We can ship in-state. Can't ship out of state.
Very, very cool. And you take a look, and there's Ethiopia, Nicaragua. Ethiopia is my favorite.
We've got so much stuff. I think we've got 12 varieties, maybe 13 now. It's hard to keep track.
So.
Yeah. We always roasted coffee, and then I found air roasters for relatively cheap and picked it up, and then we just started roasting coffee and selling it. And now I've got 3 roasters, and we probably sell 150 bags a week.
That's amazing. It's Jean's Happy Strings. There's Jean. Hi. We're live on Facebook, and it's handmade guitar string jewelry and more. Isn't this amazing? It's a good day to have a happy day. Choose happy. This is one of the most impressive ones. Everybody sees it. Built on the rock. Look at these beautiful pieces. Aren't those amazing? Built on the rock, driftwood.com. Now this table, everybody is freaking out, but I don't blame them. It's the most beautiful. We are live on Facebook, and I said, this is last year I fell in love with your work, and what you build is unbelievable.
Well, thank you so much for that. I appreciate the compliment. I enjoy the work that I do, all the way from the riverbank to this space.
And so are you based out of Middle Tennessee?
Absolutely. I live right here in Donaldson.
No kidding.
Yeah,
What's your name?
A lot of the pieces that you see here are recovered right on Old Hickory Lake and our own Cumberland River, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
It's all Middle America driftwood.
Middle America driftwood. And so a lot of people think that driftwood and you have to be on the ocean or on the Gulf, but that's not true at all.
Before it gets to the ocean.
There you go. There you go. Mill Creek Mercantile. And it is a place that is so Christmas. Hey, what are you doing for Christmas this year?
The shop is all decked out and we are ready for visitors.
And tell people where you are, so that, because you guys, if you have not seen Lori's shop, it's just unbelievable.
Okay, so we're at 205 McGavock Pike, which is right off of the Lebanon Road McGavock Pike intersection. We're directly across the street from Nectar Urban Cantina.
Look at this.
These are antique chandelier crystals that we have made into Christmas ornaments. They're some of them are very ornate. These are really, really old. You can see the...
Oh my gosh.
Aren't they gorgeous?
They are beautiful and pieces. Those are the tips that you always do that I always go, it's like Pinterest, like in the real. It's like 3D Pinterest. Lori's got the greatest ideas and she makes it, and from the hand-painted furniture that you guys do and giving life to things, and just look at the decor. Just 15 Nursery and Garden Center. They've been a guest with us before. We have got Gaylord Opryland, A Country Christmas with the Oak Ridge Boys. Yay! Hi! Yes!
Love everything.
And of course the Donaldson Hermitage Chamber. Hi! It's the Donaldson Hermitage Chamber's holiday market at the mansion. It is November 18th and 19th. It's a Saturday and a Sunday with kids' activities, live music, yummy food, and a whole lot of shopping. 9 to 4 each day. The holiday market at the mansion. Don't miss it. Oh, thank you for joining us for Devon's Table. And remember, like we always say, if you're looking for a blessing, you gotta first be one. I love it. Bye, everybody.